Hi, it's Bodo, and today I'm bringing you an engineer guide for Planetside 2. I'll be going over all three factions in terms of which weapons I recommend to get the most effectiveness out of the engineer, and also going over various loadouts that I recommend to help you dominate as an engineer and give your team the support that you need. The engineer can provide a lot of utility. For the weapons for the TR, I recommend the Track 5S. It's a very versatile weapon, and you'll find that it will excel at long, medium, and close range. The reason why we want to use the Track 5S for the engineer is that you get access to underbarrel attachments like the shotgun and grenade launcher. I recommend the shotgun since it's a one-shot kill within 5 meters, and you can hold down hallways, staircases, and doors very effectively and one-shot any heavy, even with an overshield that comes in. Um, in terms of an upgrade for this is the directive for the carbines, which is the track shot. It comes with an unbarreled shotgun, laser sight, and soft point ammunition already installed onto it. And in terms of fire rate, it is a DPS increase if you get the directive weapon for the TR carbine, the track shot. For the NC, I recommend the Gauss Compact S. It's a very good close quarter rifle. It's a 3-shot headshot within the first 10 meters. The attachment that you see here is the underbarrel shotgun. I highly recommend an underbarrel shotgun. It's a one-shot kill within 5 meters. You could use the grenade launcher as well, but the shotgun is more effective at close quarter. In terms of an upgrade for this, you could use the Fortuna. The Fortuna is a directive weapon that you have to unlock. It has better fire rate and it has a bit better accuracy. Plus, it comes pre-installed with soft point ammunition, a laser sight, and underbarrel shotgun. So it is an overall upgrade from the Gauss Compact S. That is the Fortuna directive weapon for the NC. For the VS, I recommend the Solstice SF. It's a very good medium and close range weapon, and the one thing about the SF is that it comes with the underbarrel attachments, the underbarrel shotgun. The underbarrel shotgun is a one kill shot within the first 5 meters, and you can also try using the underbarrel grenade launcher. The only thing that the underbarrel grenade launcher takes a little bit of getting used to and understanding. The shotgun, though, you can use it very easily right out of the box. You just hold corners, hold a hallway, hold something where people have to come and turn to you, and just boom, one shot kill. Now, the nice thing about this is that there is an upgrade for you guys to obtain. There's the Eclipse. The Eclipse is the directive weapon variant of the Solstice. Now, the Eclipse will give you soft point ammunition, a laser sight, and an underbarrel shotgun, and it supports a better fire rate for it and better accuracy. So I recommend if you want to get an upgrade, try to grind out that directive weapon. All right, let's talk about the loadout. This loadout that I'm showing you, this is mainly to support your infantry squad, point holding situations, locking down a point, and reducing the combat flow of your enemy to give yourself advantage. And you can do so very easily with these two beautiful things, baby gates. They're hard light barriers, but everybody calls them baby gates. Help you restrict the flow of combat for your team. Now, to start off, I just want to reiterate, because I already went over this with the primaries. Please use the underbarrel shotgun. Abuse it as much as you can. It's too good. And even though the engineer doesn't have a fancy overshield like the heavy assault or health regen like the combat medic, you have to find a way to be as competitive. And the underbarrel shotgun is, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I highly recommend it. Just get used to using it. The under boss for a secondary, very good, reliable, very good hip fire. He can just whip this out very quickly and spam. And having a spammable secondary as like an oh crap weapon is very, very good in Planetside. Another thing you could possibly do is run the Hunter crossbow and run detect bolts on it. It's sort of like uh, a downgraded version of the Infiltrator's motion darts, but it still gets the job done. I myself, I prefer to run no crap weapon. Tool slot doesn't matter if you're an engineer and you're supporting a max. Doesn't matter if you're just preparing your prepare tool. If you're a vehicle driver or not, please max this out first. It's so useful. It also is a good way of getting you certs too, so it will pay for itself in terms of maxing this out. Another thing that will pay for itself in terms of maxing it out, under your ability slot, please max out your ammunition pack. It's 810 certs to fully max it out. That is very, very cheap. It'll increase the ammunition pack's duration for yourself and your team. You just throw it on the ground and boom, it's there. And also the pickup radius of the effect. So it'll full maxed out will be at 7 meters. Very good. Return on investment is very high for this, like extremely high. You just throw it down and get certs just freely without even working for it. In terms of your ability slots, the point of this, what the engineer has to its ability of like having the biggest influence to a fight is abusing your hardlight barriers. Putting this on top of a stairwell so you can use it as cover. You already have the high ground. You have more cover on top of it. Putting it out from it could be in a straight hallway, a straight field. Having extra cover for you to duck behind and to get kills. It's so useful. Even if you're leading out the side of it and shoot people out from the side of the barrier. Putting this in front of doorways, so you have to force enemy infantry to crouch jump over them, so they're just exposed out in the open. There's so many good things about using the hardlight barriers. If you have the hardlight barrier on your ability and also on your utility, you can place two of them, which is even better. Please abuse your hardlight barriers. I understand with the utility, you have like things like C4 tank mines, the claymores. Honestly, uh, like if you're working with an infantry squad and you're point holding, or if you're attacking a point and you want to set up a defensive perimeter, it's not going to work. Claymores, enemies are just going to shoot them before they see it. Doesn't matter if you have the NC or the Vanu version, which is a little bit more hidden. People are just going to see it and blow it up. And half the time, your allies die from it, not even enemies. Tank mines, once again, I don't recommend it. A lot of the times, your allies are just going to die from it, or your enemy's just going to see it and blow it up. C4 for point holding. I don't recommend using the C4 for your engineer. You're going to get more effectiveness with your hardlight barrier. Plus, you have Engis and medics that can also use C4. So, what we can provide to affect a fight the most is using our hardlight barriers. So please use the hardlight barriers. I know people might argue on this point, but trust me, hardlight barriers are meta. They're the most meta thing an engineer can possibly do. So the next thing, Bando. Bandolier is very good with an Engi, especially because you want to play a little bit more passive. A little bit more passive than a medic or a heavy assault. The reason why is that both of them have mechanics to help sustain in a fight. With an engineer, you don't really have that. So using normal frag grenades to ricochet off of walls, so you don't even have to see where you're throwing it. You can just ricochet it. You can help with breaches, supporting one of your heavies, especially if they're getting rushed. You can do a lot of things with it. If you want to, you can upgrade this to sticky grenades. Once you get used to like landing them and actually hitting other infantrymen, it's very funny how people react when they get stuck by a sticky grenade, and a lot of times it can lead to like a multi-kill. Now, nano repair nades, a very good option if you're going to support a max, if you're going to be a pocket Engi. Implants, safeguard. There's a couple things you can use. You can use safeguard. You can use robo technician. You could even use electrotech. I don't recommend electrotech. Stay away from it. Robot technician is the better variant. But the reason why I recommend safeguard over robo technician is because, actually, let me just show you it. With Robotech, you're going to get 25 damage resistance for your deployables, and also 25 healing per second. Thing though is that this has a area effect, so you have to be within a certain amount of range for this to actually trigger, and this does work with your hardlight barriers. Now, when you're going to be working with your squad, you're going to set these up in like very specific key locations, which won't really be close to each other, unless you know you're setting up on an area like the powerhouse on fat stairs. You can put two right on top of fat stairs. That's actually a pretty good spot. That would be like the only time you'd ever get the benefit of that. Don't recommend it. Just don't even worry about it. Don't worry about staying close to your hardlight barriers to keep that resistance and that healing up. Just do not worry about it at all. You can always place another one down. Safeguard, it's going to help you stay alive in very nasty enemy pushes. You get res, you come up, you're going to have extra damage reduction and 200 extra shield. Very, very important. This is going to help you stay alive, especially in like really, really chaotic fights. This is going to help you have a an already just by using safeguard from a res, you already have an advantage over anybody else that's not running safeguard that also got res. So if you're in a massive res ball, just by having safeguard, you have a huge advantage over everybody else that doesn't have it. Assimilate. We need survivability. We don't have things like the overshield. We don't have the healing like from the medic. We need to keep ourselves alive, even though we're not getting the 10% of the energy, because honestly, energy doesn't do anything for us. Even though we're not getting the 10% of your maximum energy from assimilate and actually apply it to anything, the 200 shield, personal shield that you get from a headshot, it's super important for the Engi in terms of survivability. Ordnance dampener. Recommend the ordnance dampener. Basically gives you flak one, level one of flak armor. Helps you and your allies survive explosions and be able to hold down a point for as long as possible. Now let's quickly go over the pocket Engi. Recommend the Punisher, adaptive armor barrel. Shoot your grenade launcher at a max, and you'll start repping your max. Helps them a lot. Gives temporary health to vehicles, and it will also rep vehicles. So it's not just for max; you can also use it for vehicles. Underboss, reliable secondary. Like I said before, whip this out, spam. You're going to kill mostly everything. For repping maxes, this is the most important tool to use. Invest the certs into this. Get this fully maxed out if you're going to be a pocket Engi for a max. Spitfire turret helps protect your max, helps protect your rear, put it behind you. So if a light assault or a infiltrator tries to flank, you can take them out very easily, and you'll be notified if they're around you or close enough to proximity of your auto turret that you can see where they are and shoot them. Especially because they like to get in weird angles. Flak armor, stay alive, reduce that C4 nades that a lot of light assaults are going to try to throw at your max, so you can stay alive to continue repping them and take out those light assaults that are trying to C4. Have one of these rep nades thrown on your max in oh crap situations so they can keep getting repped, and you can start repairing on top of that, or you can just change your focus elsewhere and take down a pesky light assault. Medkit, highly recommend. Keep yourself alive. You need to protect this max. You need to stay healthy. Ordnance dampener. You get bonuses towards maxes as well as the infantry, as I said before. The nice thing about this is that it will reduce common explosive and frag grenades. Unfortunately, that won't work against C4 and rocket launchers, which most of the time you're going to be affected by, as well as your max, because they're mainly aiming for your max, not really for you. It doesn't help versus that, but it can provide some benefit. To be honest, if you really want to, you could switch that out with hard light canopy, just because you're not really going to get that much effectiveness out of it. Safeguard, recommend safeguard. Stay alive, helps you stay alive. If you get down and your medic comes res you, you're even more healthy. If it's a really hot situation and you get down and your max is still shooting and killing everything, your pocket, you're supposed to be the pocket. If your medic reses you, you can instantly join and start repping your max as soon as you get that res, because you have the extra 200 shield and he has the damage reduction on top of that. It's very important. Assimilate. This is arguable. This is very arguable. I prefer assimilate. I find I get more use out of it than electrotech. If you want to use electrotech, essentially with electrotech, when your shields get depleted, so when your shield gets shot out, you basically start repairing the max around you for 300 HP over a course of 4 seconds. Electrotech is very good. Here's the thing though, a lot of the times you're better off with Assimilate, because you're going to be fighting a lot of light assaults and infiltrators and people just trying to flank and take out your max. You're going to get a lot more use out of Assimilate than Electrotech. Electrotech is essentially saying, I give up. Assimilate is saying, I want to be as competitive as possible and protect my max and still contribute to the team. So please use Assimilate. I know Electrotech is very easy, but just not worth it. That's essentially it to be a pocket Engi. All right, for vehicles, this is what I recommend. If you want to fly an ESF, if you want to be in a ground vehicle, this is a very good loadout. The Punisher essentially what's going to give you is temporary health plus regen per second with its adaptive class under barrel modification. Essentially, your underbarrel grenade launcher becomes a supportive grenade, which you just shoot at your friendly vehicles and aircraft, and you'll get temporary health and regen. Underboss, just use it. Oh crap weapon. You're going to be in a vehicle most of the time. You're not really going to use your primary or secondary, but just a recommendation. Max this puppy out. You're going to need this a lot more than when you're being a pocket Engi. So, as a vehicle main, this is the first thing you need to invest your certs in. Max this baby out. Get your rep gun maxed out. Spitfire, if you're in ground vehicles, very handy to deal with pesky light assaults. If you're camping as a tank or Skyguard, whatever you're trying to accomplish, if you're there for more than 5 seconds, get out, place a Spitfire, get back into your vehicle. This will help stop people from C4 fairing you and really help you out. Another thing, which pertains mainly to ground vehicles, if you're going to be in a location for longer than 5 seconds, put down some friendly tank mines. Put it away from you. Put it from an area where you know people are going to try and flank from, like harassers or other MBTs. This will help you out a lot. And there's actually a lot of very competitive armor crews that do tactics like that, where they kind of get a area of operation and they just kind of scatter tank mines to help protect versus harassers and like a lot of people trying to mess up your fun. Grenade bandolier, so you get the most amount of nanite repair grenades. Very good throwing on vehicle. It's an AoE rep as well, so you can rep multiple vehicles at the same time. Very good. You get out of your vehicle, throw this, get back in your vehicle, and you just keep carrying on. I recommend ammo printers so you can keep get ammunition for doesn't matter if you're in air or land-based vehicles, you just keep getting ammo. I recommend target focus so you can see the health bars so you can effectively shoot which vehicle will blow up the quickest, so you can be super efficient. If you don't want to run target focus, I recommend counterintelligence. So if someone spots you, you know that people can see you. Another implant that I recommend is Overdrive. As you can see, this helps with getting road kills. So if you're going to run over the pesky infantrymen, you're going to get more turbo, so you can keep going zoom, zoom, zoom. Override is a very good implant, especially if you're in a harasser. I recommend this in a harasser. Ransack, another very good implant. Highly recommend this implant. Essentially, this is going to get you back ammunition and health to your vehicle. In terms of like close quarters, this is where you're going to have the most amount of benefit. I recommend this on harassers. I recommend this on lightnings, especially you're going to be very, very aggressive. So I recommend Sweeper Hut. Sweeper Hut's very good to see if people are laying tank mines so that you don't run over them and explode. This works the best at max rank. If you get Sweeper Hut at lower ranks, usually by the time you see that the implant kind of pops up the enemy tank mine, it's because you already like ran over it and blew up. At max ranks, it's better, especially if you're going really fast. Thank you for watching my Engi guide. Hope this helped you guys out. Engi can be a little bit complex. There's like very many different playstyles of Engi. A lot of memery and fun can come out of it. I know engineer is kind of a little bit underplayed in terms of like infantry side. In terms of vehicle like armor and air, usually you're going to see most engineers. But in terms of like infantry, hope you guys kind of see that the engineer is still a very good class. And even if you're a vehicle main, if you're an air main, if you invested a lot of certs into your engineer, you can still use your engineer on the infantry side and use it for your squad to help your infantrymen. Don't be discouraged thinking that you have to play heavy assault and medic. Engineer can still get the job done. Thank you for watching my guide. I'm going to have more guides coming out soon. If you really liked it, let me know. If you see something that was a little bit different, or if you have like a really cool loadout, let me know in the comments. I always like hearing stuff. I find this game in comes of like implants and all the different varieties of classes and how you set them up. You can do a lot of different variations and things. Some are a little bit more like effective than others. Some of them are very super niche and like hyper focused on the one thing. So I usually find experiment and have fun. Thank you and have a nice day, and hope to see you guys all on Planetside.